What's going on, everybody? Hey, it is your man Clayton Darby, your Orlando real estate agent, and I'm coming out here from, and not in an undisclosed location, but a disclosed location out here in Kissimmee, Florida, at Lake Toho. I'm not going to try to pronounce the actual name of this lake because I'm going to chop it. You can Google it and find it on your own and figure out how to say it. So, anyway, I'm a local real estate agent with LPT Realty out of Lake Mary, Florida. I reside here in Kissimmee and do base my business out of here. So today's video, and I have some notes here just so that I can kind of keep me on track and on pace because I'm dyslexic and I will chop words, numbers, and phrases up, and something I can't control. So bear with me, folks, as I go over this stuff with you and talk about this discussion today. So, is the real estate market coming after the storm? My answer to that question is yes. I think this market is starting to level out. Now, bear with me here and stay with me throughout this whole entire video, because that way I'm able to discuss everything with you that I'm seeing in the numbers and how I feel about what the market's going to do. So let's talk about this here for a moment. So the Orlando market has been crazy, and that's where I come with is on the storm part. It has been a storm. People have not been able to buy houses here for a while because there's been low inventory. Prices have been skyrocketed high. Sellers have been able to make their own rates, and their own prices, and it has just been insanely crazy with 0 days of inspection or 7 days of inspection or no days, negative days, whatever days of inspection they have. Anyway, moral of the story is the market has been so freakishly crazy here that it has not been an easy market for buyers that are FHA approved, conventional approved, VA approved, because it's all been cash offers. So as we all know, and as we all hear, and the crazy news going on in today's world, and if you're keeping up with the news, which I don't try to do, just the real estate news, to see what they're talking about, most of the time it's false, or they don't know what they're talking about, because would you want a journalist diagnosing you on a medical problem? I don't think so. So anyway, so what we've been seeing here, well, as you all know, the feds have increased the interest rates a couple of percentage over the past, I believe, since Q2. And so what we're seeing with now is we're seeing a kind of a slow shift on the market. And is it still slow right now? Absolutely. It's still a very slow shift that's happening. And, you know, there's some numbers in the market that are kind of showing us where we think the market's going to go. And you know what? I'm excited for it. I'm just so excited for how this market's going to work out. So let's talk about it. So is the market shifting again? Yes, it is shifting. Is it going to be more even? I think it's going to even out. It's going to even out after time. Now, are we crashing? No. So who's telling you we're crashing? I don't believe, in my honest opinion, are honestly looking at the numbers correctly. So let's talk about the correct numbers. So in 2019 was the last true solid market analysis that we're able to prove on the housing market of what the market was able to do within that full calendar year. 2020 and 2021 are considered anomalies. Now, what do I mean by anomaly? It's something out of the ordinary that does not normally happen. And in 2020 and 2021, I had to think about those years because, like I said, I'm dyslexic, so me remember numbers sometimes is hard. 2020 and 2021 were anomaly years because of what happened with the interest rates going so low that it was able to increase the cost of building homes and the cost of homes around, because people were able to get low interest rates, and people that were already in a rate low or in a rate and higher rates than what the interest rates were back in those calendar years, were selling their homes off to go get a lower rate, or seeing that they were able to put whatever price they want on a home and get that price. So is that still going to happen now? No, that's not happening now. Interest rates have gone up, and what we're starting to see now are the prices on the homes are starting to level out. And what we're seeing now is that all the days on the market are homes that were people that were amped up on Mountain Dew and Monsters pricing their homes, or people who were throwing a wet noodle on a paper bag to see what would stick were pricing their homes. Can you do that today? No, you can't do that today. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. One of the things is, if you try to do that, you're either going to price yourself out of the market, or you're going to undervalue your home and end up losing out on a whole lot of money. But we can talk about that at a later note. So let this truck pass by, or sorry, the train that's running through Kissimmee right now. I'm out in the wild, folks. There's birds flying all around me right now, and other creatures roaming around out here in these Florida waters. So what do I feel like is happening? Well, I have to go off the numbers here and kind of give you my opinion on that. So let's go over the numbers here. So I took the numbers at the end of June and the end of August, because Stellar has not given us the August report yet. So I was able to pull the week over week numbers for the end of June and the end of August to give us a full solid week of what's happening in the market for that entire week. So let's look at the end of June. So the median home price in June was $426,800. Well, in the month of August, that price declined, but it did have a slight tick up from July, because I believe there was another decline again, lower than $420,000. That was the end of August. So I believe from July to August there was a slight tick somewhere, or it was 1 week over 1 week in August where there was where it went up a full point, or a full percentage. I'm sorry. Another thing you want to look at here is the inventory. Now the inventory is going to tell you a lot of what's going on here. So the inventories in the month of June, it was 3,870 homes were on the market. End of August, we have 5,069 homes that are on the market. Now, what are those homes competing with? Those homes are still competing with homes that were still overpriced, that have been sitting there. Some of the homes that I've seen sitting on the market have been on the home for the market now for 330 days. Those typically were the rural properties I were looking at, but I was able to look at other rural properties in the same zip code that were on the market for 12 days. So that right there is telling me, folks, and sellers, please listen to what I'm telling you. You have to price your house right, and the house has to be priced right now. And I'll get into that a little bit more here as I'm getting into these numbers a little bit more. So the weekly sales for the month of June, the end of June, were 123 compared to August, where it was at 107. So that's not a low number. That's about, what I believe, 25% almost in decline in the numbers. So not too much of a bad number, but it's still a decline, and it's something that most sellers don't want to see. Now, days under contract. Now, a few months ago, we were only looking at, in June, we were looking at 17 days under contract. From contract to closing in June was 50 days. And from contract, days on contract at the end of August, we were looking at 29 days to closing at 62 days. So we're looking at 17 and 29 on days under contract to listing to close, from 50 to 62. Now last year, or even at the first of this year, they were pushing those numbers. They were trying to get everything done within 30 days, and it was happening because a lot of the time inspections were not done on homes, and they were all cash deals. So a lot of the sellers were jumping all over that because they didn't have to worry about inspections or fixing anything, and they were getting cash in their hand, pocketing it, and going wherever they were going to next in their lifetime. The next chapter in their life, we should say. So what is this telling me? Again, for the sellers, you need to price your home right. You need to make sure that you're getting with a realtor, making sure that you're doing a good comp analysis, a competitive market analysis for your home. And one of the things that I would strongly suggest that you would look at doing is also look at going and seeing some of the comps, visually putting your eyes on it and going and seeing what they look like inside to see what you're up against. I mean, football season's going on right now, and a lot of college and professional teams are scouting their other teams by watching videos and seeing what's going on with the other team so they can get an advantage. How come you're not doing that in the seller's market? Sellers market need to be looking at comps. They need to visually be going in and seeing homes in their areas. Now, if that's something you want to do, reach out to me. I can make that happen for you. And you know, this is also telling me too, these numbers is sellers, that if you price your home right and you're having a great marketing strategy to where it puts your home on a repetitive visualization to the buyers, that you could still get multiple offers for your home, even with a 5.88 interest rate right now. That people will probably still be able to get a good rate, could still also probably get a cash offer, still could get high offers, still get multiple offers, or you could walk out with one single offer that is too good to be true, or it could be true and be really good. So just make sure that you're getting with the right agent that can help you do all that. Now, buyers, oh my God, I'm so freaking excited for you guys. The market is coming back into your favor. Now, don't let that interest rate scare you. It's only 5.88%. I remember back when Ronald Reagan, and when I bought my house when I was 4 years old, interest rates were 20% back then. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't buy my house when I was that age. So just making a little joke, little humor for you guys. Now, a few years ago, I mean, interest rates before pre-pandemic and during some of the other presidencies were high. I mean, I think my parents, and grandparents were paying high interest rates back in the 80s. The 90s, we started seeing a decrease in some of those interest rates. And then we've already, and then I believe in the crash, we started seeing the rates start to climb back up again to help, curb the recession that was going on in 2008 under Obama. I'm not too inclined on a lot of that because I wasn't in the real estate business, and that's when I was a deputy sheriff, and interest rates on homes wasn't something that I was worried about because I was renting at the time. And so I didn't pay much attention to the markets until as I do now, being in this business. So folks, the opportunity is still there. The opportunity to sell your home and get maximum dollar for your home is still there. Now, where we should be looking at that is that we should be comparing what you get for your home's value now in 2022 to 2019. Don't compare your numbers to 2020 or 2021 because it's going to be a huge disappointment for you guys. So are we seeing growth? Absolutely. Are we still going to see growth in this market? Absolutely. Unless the rates shoot way through the roof to crash this market, then we're still going to see growth. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked the location where I came from. Please forgive the cars in the background and the building that's going on. I'm at this beautiful lake, and I'll get a few clips here to show you what it looks like. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more of this content, I promise you I can talk. Sometimes I just twist my words up. Then please let me know. I would love to share it with you. My name is Clayton Darby. If you want to reach out to me, my number will be provided in the description below. And leave your comments. And hey, don't forget to hit that bell right there. That little bell right over on the right hand side. Go ahead and hit that for me, so you make sure that you're up to date with all the stuff that is happening in the Orlando, Kissimmee, gardens all around Central Florida. That's just to name a few of the cities that are around the Orlando market. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for coming and watching, and let's go.